Happy Pride, Shakespeare!
Whoosh. Happy Pride, Christina!
Hi everyone, it's Christina from Shakesbears. And did y'all know that the month of June is Pride Month?
Yup.
Pride Month is a special time when we celebrate our LGBTQIA plus friends and family, or celebrate ourselves.
Woohoo! I'm so proud of all of you.
But wait a second. Shakespeare, why do we celebrate Pride in the month of June? How did it all begin?
What? I don't know.
Excuse me, but I think I can help with that.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa!
Well, everyone, welcome to today's People of Power episode, featuring LGBTQIA plus activist Marsha P. Johnson.
Hi, Christina. Hi, Shakespeare.
Oh, amazing to meet you.
Thanks. Great to meet you all, too.
Now, when you were alive, the words that we used to describe gender and identity were not the same as the words that we use today. So I need to do a bit of learning. How would you like to be addressed?
Thanks for asking, Shakespeare. I use she, her pronouns, and I self-identify as a drag queen and transvestite. I know that word isn't used much anymore, but it worked for me at the time. I think in today's language, I'd be okay identifying as a trans woman, at least most of the time.
Thanks for asking that question, Shakespeare. It's important to say when we don't know something yet and need to learn. And thank you, Ms. Johnson, for helping us learn.
You're welcome.
Marsha P. Johnson was born on August 24th, 1945 in Elizabeth, New Jersey.
I was given the name Malcolm Michaels Jr. at birth, but it never quite fit. I started wearing dresses and what people might call feminine clothes when I was about 5 years old.
And as we've learned, people can be cruel when they think someone is different. This kind of discrimination and injustice is still faced by the LGBTQIA plus community today, especially those of color.
Yeah. When I went to school, I stopped wearing dresses and tried to keep my head down until I graduated high school.
What happened then?
Well, I got out of there as soon as I moved to the big city.
New York!
Absolutely. Woo! I only had $15 in my pocket and a bag of clothes.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it was tough. But it was at a time that I finally found identity for myself. I started using the name Marsha P. Johnson.
What does the P stand for?
Pay it no mind.
That's what she used to tell people who asked her annoying questions.
Ms. Johnson, you came to the city with practically nothing. How did you survive?
Well, Shakespeare, I'll be honest with you. I mostly made my living by breaking the law.
Oh.
I was often homeless, and I was no stranger to the police.
Even though Marsha was more free to be herself in New York City, life wasn't easy. In fact, it could be really dangerous. She faced harassment from the police and was even attacked by strangers on more than one occasion.
But you, along with other members of the LGBTQIA plus community, found sort of a home at the Stonewall Inn. Can you tell us about that?
Oh yeah, Stonewall. You know that place was owned by the mafia.
What?
Yeah, I mean it was shady, but it was good news for gay people and people like me who didn't quite fit in.
At the time, it was illegal for LGBTQIA plus folks to even be served in a restaurant or bar.
That's right. We could be arrested for just ordering a drink. Nah, those mafia folks were willing to break the law a little bit as long as they got paid. Stonewall became a safe place for us to go, especially for folks who didn't have a steady home.
The Stonewall Inn. Is that the place where the Stonewall Riots happened?
That's right, Shakespeare.
The Stonewall Riots are considered the kickoff event that led to the modern-day gay rights or LGBTQIA+ movement. Marsha is considered a key player in the events of that night, June 28th, 1969.
Some people say I threw the first brick, so to speak. But honestly, I wasn't there when things began.
Marsha was at a party uptown and arrived at the Stonewall Inn at about 2 a.m. The police had attempted to raid the bar and were arresting patrons.
But on this night, the people inside were sick of being afraid and sick of being harassed simply for being true to themselves. And they fought back. By the time I got there, the place was on fire.
At a certain point, a drag king performer named Stormy DeLavier was being really roughly treated by the police and shouted into the crowd, "Why don't you do something?"
And they did. My dear friend Sylvia Rivera and I started shouting at the cops in the street, overturning cars. People were throwing things, you name it. We sure caused a scene.
Whoa!
By the end of the night, there were hundreds of people involved. But it didn't stop there. There were protests outside of the Stonewall Inn for the next 5 nights in a row. Even after the protests died down, the community organized. Several prominent LGBTQIA+ organizations formed after the Stonewall Riots, including the Gay Liberation Front, Human Rights Campaign, GLAAD, GLAAD, and PFLAG, PFLAG.
So that's why we celebrate Pride in the month of June.
That's right. Exactly 1 year later, on June 28, 1970, folks gathered outside the Stonewall Inn and marched up to Central Park. Our official chant was, "Say it loud, gay is proud."
The first gay pride parade.
After the riots, Marsha continued to be an advocate for her community. She spoke out against police brutality, and she formed an organization called STAR, STAR, with her friend Sylvia Rivera.
Oh, tell us about STAR.
STAR stands for Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries. We provided clothes, food, shelter, and support to homeless and abandoned trans teenagers.
Marsha was also an early and active member of ACT UP, an organization dedicated to enacting change and legislation around the AIDS crisis.
Wow. Now, you were also a member of something called Hot Peaches. What was that?
Oh yeah, that was basically a performance group of drag queens.
Sounds like fun. You know I love a good costume.
Yeah, he does.
Haha, that's great, Shakespeare. Maybe you should give drag a try.
Maybe I will. You're such an inspiration.
Well, thank you.
Marsha P. Johnson died suddenly in 1992 at the age of 46. She was an incredibly generous person who fought tirelessly to support her LGBTQIA+ communities. She once said,
I hope to see gay people liberated and free and to have equal rights that other people have in America.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. We've learned so much from you.
You're welcome. Bye, Christina.
"Bye, Ms. Johnson."
Bye, Shakespeare. And happy Pride, everyone.
Bye, Ms. Johnson. I'm going to work on my drag character.
To learn more about Marsha P. Johnson or the Stonewall Riots, check out these books from your local bookstore or your local library. March with Marsha by Katie Hall. Illustrated by Veronica V. Jones. Stonewall, A Building, an Uprising, a Revolution by Rob Sanders. Illustrated by Jamie Kristoff. What Was Stonewall? By Nico Medina. Illustrated by Jake Murray. You can also pre-order Sylvia and Marsha Start a Revolution by Joy Ellison. Illustrated by Tashika Silver. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. If you have an amazing person in mind with black or brown skin that you would like to hear more about, let us know. You can find us on Facebook or Instagram, or send us an email on our website, Shakesbears.com. Special thanks to Matthew Hancock, who voiced Marsha P. Johnson. If you would like to support him directly, you can do so here. Our videos are released every Tuesday and Thursday. So we'll see you then. Bye. Here are a few resources for LGBTQIA+ youth and their families.